Here to share her secrets to the best road trip ever is self-proclaimed professional road tripper, Julia Grieve. All right, Jules, are we there yet? What is the longest road trip you have ever done?
26 hours.
Ooh.
Yes, and I have done that at least a dozen times.
Where were you going?
Florida, baby.
Yeah.
Florida. I
Yeah.
grew up driving to Florida almost every year of my life. My parents were teachers. This is what we did. But honestly, it took me till I was in grade 8 till I realized that planes go to Florida. I'm like, oh my God. My friend Diana's family got on a plane and got off in Tampa. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta call my mom and tell her. She's like, in the backseat, baby, we're going. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely love it. But what's happened, Tracy, honestly, is that my mom and everything bred a road trip lover.
Right.
And I have passed that on to my kids. They absolutely adore it. So I've done it tons as a child, and I've done it a ton of times with my kids.
I love that.
I'm very good at it.
We're a road trip family as well. There was no plane. We didn't know we could take planes either. It was this new fandangled invention. Right? There's an airplane. So I think it's amazing when you can do that with your family, but it takes some planning. So you're going to walk us through it. You're a pro. Let's start with the pre-planning.
Okay, so number one trip to the success is planning. Planning.
Yes.
The number 2 tip I'll say right off the bat is you need to start that brainwashing early. That the minute you're in the car, you are on vacation.
Yeah.
Like, it is fun now.
It's fun time.
It's so fun. It's all party.
Yeah.
Because if you're dreading the drive, then you're going to dread your vacation.
Totally.
So that's the number 1 tip. So when it comes to planning, I'm a little old school. I like a good old map.
Me too.
I know we can all do digital, but you're going to end up somewhere in North Carolina, and there's going to be no Wi-Fi. So at least you've got the map. So when I was a kid, we used to go to CAA and get a triptych.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they still make them.
Yeah.
They started making these in the 1950s, and what I love about them, Trace, is I'll show you here if I can do this right, is they do arrow for your trip, and it's exactly where you're going. I don't care what's happening in these states, and I don't care what's happening over in those mountains. I just want to know exactly where I'm going.
That's so good.
And then what's great with this as well, again, in a digital era, we can also have the map up front, but this could go back to the back seat and be like, kids, how many more pages till we stop?
Oh, right. So you don't have to listen to the, are we there yet? Look at the book.
Exactly.
Look at the book.
So that's planning your route. But one little tip I'm going to give you may not thought about is planning your time of departure. This is massive. So nothing will ruin a road trip more than rush hour traffic.
Yes.
Trust me. So I've already figured this out. If you are leaving Toronto, you can leave Toronto at 4 in the morning. You will miss Toronto traffic. You will miss Buffalo traffic. You will miss Pittsburgh traffic, and you will slam in to Atlanta traffic. You cannot miss it.
You can't miss
Atlanta, Georgia.
Look at
I'm
how
sorry.
much you did miss.
Exactly. You just go head on to rush hour in Atlanta, but that's all right.
Oh, that's so good.
It's already warm by then. So that kind of thing. So if you're leaving, whatever you're leaving from, think about that.
Yes.
Okay. Last one I want about pre is packing.
Yeah.
Okay, your kids can pack whatever suitcase they want. I don't really care about that. You can go up top, in the back, but the package that is with them in the car, no bigger than this. It is tiny.
Bag.
Exactly. They get one book, one device, one set of headphones. It's their own little thing.
Okay, we have done the pre-planning. Everyone has their teeny tiny little bag at their feet.
It's 4 in the morning. We're in the car.
What bag is by your feet?
Okay, so what I carry with me, and this is one of the best things, the kids adore it. What we call Mom's Kitchen.
Okay,
right there. So one of the tips is truly, when you're embarking on a long trip, don't think of this, I'm in the car for 26 hours.
Yeah.
Break it all down into 2-hour breaks. Okay, so this 2 hours, we're going to listen to the radio. This 2 hours, we're all going to do this podcast. This 2 hours is Mom's Kitchen. So kids ask for it all the time. Is it there? So this is literally, I make fresh lunch for everyone in the car, like right while we're doing it. It's all about the cutting boards.
Is there a fridge in there?
No, seriously. And it is. So it's all about the cutting boards. This one will go in between the console.
Yep.
This one goes on my lap, and this one fits perfectly on the dashboard. Okay, these guys have so many miles on them. I'm bringing out the dishes. We got all of that ready to go. These are always favorites. Is these little jars. Like, one thing you have to keep track of. You need to sync all bladders in the car.
Yes.
We're not stopping every 2 minutes. Okay, so you control the amount of liquid. Make it kind of fun in a cute little glass like this.
That's adorable.
But I've got the mustard, the mayo, we make the sandwiches. There's a bit of Cirque du Soleil in the front seat while I'm kind of doing this.
Yes.
But the kids adore it, and it's a time killer.
Yes.
Right? So that's...
Well, you're making gourmet, you're making like charcuterie in the front of the car.
Passing it back. mac and cheese tray for my husband.
I want to come on your trip. I love Mom's Kitchen.
So that's a really fun one, and my kids love it.
Fantastic.
The other thing I want to talk about is how often you're stopping.
Yes.
Oh, you're not stopping all the time. No, it is a gas stop, and that is it.
Okay.
Okay, and you got to maximize that time. So that is your physical activity time. So when you're pumping up for gas, yes, I am the mother that travels with pylons. Oh yeah,
we're going
we
to the
do
gym.
Suicides. We're running around. I set up a little field like the kids just run and run and run. We do jumping ropes. I've got this whole bag. So this is really important that you get that physical activity. And you too. I'm sitting there doing jumping jacks, everything like that. And I always laugh, Tracy. You pick up tips when you do this because you see other people.
Yes.
Like the first time I saw the family with pylons, I'm like to my husband, we need pylons. who are those people with pylons? I want to be those people.
We need to be
those. So we do that. And then here's the big one. If you take anything from what I've said, this is the most important one.
Okay.
Once you finish physical activity and you get back in the car, nobody goes back to the same seat. Nobody. Driver moves, passenger moves. That's why we have small carry-on bags. You pick up your bag and you move. And yes, you may yell at your brother as you go into the back seat, but that is what it is. So you have a new environment.
So it switches it up and and it feels exciting and it feels new again.
Totally.
And then maybe Mom's Kitchen is going to have a lunch serving.
Exactly. They'll be appetizers.
Who knows what's happening?
Exactly.
I like that you keep it suspenseful and fun. You've got activities for the kids
all the time. Okay,
You also
I just got to show you this one.
Little
because this is what my mom
for
started,
them.
and I love this. And when we were kids, my mom used to call it the 100-mile bag, which now it's 200 kilometers. So it's the 200-kilometer bag. I make these before we leave, and we just pack little toys, and every 200 kilometers you pass them back, and they're just fun little things. Now you can go out and buy new things, or as my mom, I would open the bag, get so excited. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, this is my sister's stuffy. Like it's nothing new. It's Janet's stuffed animal. Thanks, Mom. But I'm in Georgia, so I'm excited. I can feel the sun, and we play with it. It keeps me going for 2 hours.
Right.
So that's the idea. Just putting that little extra in, and I'm telling you, I have full-on teenagers that still road trip with us, and they love it.
I love it too. Now, if you're watching at home and you're like, I am so not June Cleaver, I cannot do any of this, the one thing I would take away is go hide some of their toys and bring them out again.
Yes.
And do the paper bag thing.
It's so
love
fun.
that.
It's so fun.
Jules, so good. You're a mom, and we have some other moms in the studio. Yeah, fantastic.